Hello, 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 beautiful souls. Welcome in or welcome back. We've got some tools for you. If you're under a rock, maybe you're unaware of the amount of solar flashes, geomagnetic storms, coronal mass ejections, M-class flares, X-class flares. This time last year, I noted and journaled that. So everything that was taking place during that group of beautiful star seeds were waking up, going through their healing process, was happening around this same time. So there's no coincidence. This is all taking place leading up to the solstice, okay? So I just did some light language to help with starseed fatigue. It'll help with whatever you're needing to. Your team will know what that is. But I was guided to do some light codes, light language directly from source herself for starseed fatigue. Your soul is tired. I understand that. We understand that. I feel you. I know you. I'm you. You're me. We're we. So, and then next to that video, I was really guided because I know a lot about this stuff because I come from the health and wellness business, 20 years helping people besides myself and doing the things, doing the protocols and the detoxes and all of that, and been awake to the fact of what the nefarious things have been using to perpetrate the human species through food, through drink, through programming of the thought and mind, and even in the spiritual aspect, okay? So I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet, but I don't know how that usually goes. I do have a Reiki session this morning, which is hopefully going to help me with my integration of what's been going on for me for a while. All right. So we're going to talk about nourishment first and hydration. 144 on the timer. All right. So nourishment is going to be super important, and then hydration even more important. Okay. And if you struggle with getting purified water and adding salt and minerals, if that kind of gets like boring, I highly recommend some of these other options. One, the greatest way to stay hydrated when getting minerals and getting light codes and getting hydration, light codes, vitamins and minerals is to eat your water. Do most of you know what that means? 222 on the timer. Basically, that means lots of watermelon. Now, if you don't like watermelon, which I find it very rare, but if you don't, there's many other options out there for you. Please comment and I will assist you with that. But I'm going to talk basically around those highly juicy fruits. Watermelon is my go-to. If you don't know this has been an inside joke my entire adult life. All the people that are in my life is I'm the watermelon girl. I know how to pick them. I'm so intuitive about it, and I just grab them. That's how tuned in I am. But watermelon, and it doesn't matter if they're seed or seedless, okay? You can let that go because you can bless, purify, and cleanse your food. Do that every time moving forward. Just do whatever you need to bless, cleanse, clear, and purify your food. Don't get so caught up. Yes, if you can afford certain things, do that. But Source says don't get so anal about that other stuff, right? Because if your detox pathways are clear, that stuff's not going to affect you as much, okay? So in the next 24 to 72 hours, will be beneficial. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm giving you tools. If you choose to, you can move forward in the next 24 to 72 hours because we are going to be receiving some massive, massive codes, flares, activations. Okay? All right. And having a clearer channel, not just your energetic field, but your physical temple, your avatar, it's going to give you the ability to go through this with a lot more ease, grace, all right? A lot more ease and grace, the integration process, the embodiment, because yeah, you're going to receive the codes, but if you don't know how to like ground them in and embody them, they're just kind of just hanging out there, or they're forcing a purge in the system. They do many things. They will force a purge in your system. The parasites, the toxins, the nanobots, whatever, the metals, the heavy metals, whatever it is, okay? So I've been practicing this for many years. I woke up to the fact of them poisoning us in many ways, shapes, or forms. It's all about choice. You're choosing to do what you want to do. So if you choose to kind of follow this protocol, it's going to be very simple, and you do it by the guidance of your higher self and your physical avatar, which is full-blown consciousness. Every aspect of this avatar, this highly, highly advanced ancient technology, is consciousness. Work with it. Tap in. And the more you do that, the more intuitive you will get moving forward in being led and guided in what it needs in every now present moment, okay? So if you're still here, we're gonna talk about hydration. Watermelon is the best way possible. Watermelon fasting, just like it says, you eat nothing but watermelon type products. Watermelon itself, whole watermelons, just wash it really good, cut it in half, sit and just start eating it. Eating it till you're full. And then in a couple hours, if you need more, you continue to eat more. You eat every time you need to. The next thing you can do is once you do that, you cut the rind off, and it doesn't matter if it's a high-speed blender. If you have one, great. And then a regular blender would be fine too. Blend it as good as you can after you cut the rind off and it's got the white pith and a little bit of the meat still left on it, depending on how close you cut to the side. You blend it up and you strain it in a fine strainer. Then this is what we have, watermelon water, okay? It's not as sweet, but it's extremely nourishing and hydrating. Now I'm leaking everywhere. So what you can do next is take this and just drink this. You can make a lemonade out of this by taking organic lemon juice or fresh squeezed lemon and salt and raw honey or 100% maple syrup. So now you're getting light codes from the honey. That's why I would recommend honey right now, because the honey has got light codes in it. So does the maple syrup, but I think the honey is definitely more light code based. I eat honey through the day. So honey it's an ancient food. Okay, if you don't know this, you know this. Honey is a very ancient food, but get raw honey, and if you can get raw local honey, even better. Don't get the processed honey, get the local honey, all right? And it's gonna look more like this, okay? Any raw honey is gonna be beneficial, okay? This is the Weeby brand, all right? I haven't been to the farmer's market yet, but when I get to the farmer's market, I'll get some raw honey, and I literally just eat a teaspoon 2 or 3 times a day. And I thank the bees, and I thank the sun, so because this will help you modulate. I don't know why that just came through. It'll help you modulate and absorb these codes that are coming in. I don't even know what I don't use that word, so there's no coincidence. I don't know what that meant. All right, so eat the watermelon. All right, and if you can't eat it, chop it up, chop the meaty part that you would normally eat and blend that up and drink that, okay? So that's one thing you can do. 24 to 72 hours, you could do a pure. And again, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm giving you some tools, and you're gonna do this in resonance, okay? And this is for people that might be a little more advanced, or if you wanna really dig deep really quickly in a fun way, because I don't like water fasting. Water fasting, most people do not know how to do that, and it can be very uncomfortable. If you don't know what you're doing, it could create a little bit more instability, all right? And water fasting is for highly advanced people, done maybe with assistance. But watermelon fasting is a great way it's fun, it's sweet, it's nourishing, and then you can add the pink Himalayan salt, you can add the Celtic sea. I like the Celtic sea salts because it's thick and chunky, or the Redmond's real salt. And then you can add lemon or lime juice. So let's say in the morning you eat your watermelon plain. For lunch, you can zhuzh it up and just have watermelon and salt. And maybe for dinner, you can have watermelon, salt, and lemon juice. Play around with it. I have done many watermelon fasts for many days in the past. And when I get called to do a watermelon fast, it's not because I'm trying to achieve anything except for to give everything a break. Now, why it's coming through now is because, one, we're getting these light codes from the watermelon itself, the honey, the salt, the lemon, but it's also watermelon is one of the most cleansing fruits. It's a very fruit in general is high vibration. It's very cleansing, and it's easy to do. It's easy to eat a lot of, and you want to eat in abundance. You eat in abundance. So if you're eating, you're full, you need more, eat more, eat more, eat more. This is not about restriction. It's about abundance. 911 on the timer. It's about the abundance when it comes to the fruit, okay? The other thing you can do while doing this, if you choose to, is get a really good, high quality blend of greens. I mix this with my watermelon water every morning. This is my multivitamin. I've been using this brand in this particular flavor, which is watermelon, yes, for probably 13, 14, 15 years. I lose track. I've been using this one for years. I love it. But there's many out there. Just read the ingredients. Make sure there's not a bunch of funny stuff in there. Stevia is fine. This I keep in. I don't remove this. Okay? And then I'll doing the honey, or make watermelon lemonade, or blend it. It depends on what my time frame is. 10 on the clock. I gotta make sure I'm conscious of my time. So watermelon. How do you pick a good watermelon? I'm gonna show you real quick. This is a good way to do this. And I get seeded or seedless because the seeded ones have not been great. And my kiddo is just really picky. So I just get seedless. So you want to kind of look for, you want to make sure it's heavy. The heavier, the better. Maybe a yellow spot. And make sure there's no stem still sticking out. You could also look for the bees. Sometimes that's not a banged up. So there's sometimes those striations where the bees get in there. And it's like grooving. And it's not from travel. Okay. It's heavy. Okay. And you've got a nice yellow spot and you don't have a big stem on there. The color, this color can change depending on the brand. So there's the black diamonds, which have the super dark green like rind. There's sometimes a really light, but the thing is not necessarily, it's make sure there's no stem on there and that there's a decent yellow spot. And again, make sure that when you push on it, it's not soft. Okay. Because that means it's been in transit. And yes, those are currently coming from Mexico. Cleanse, wash, and bless your food before you consume it. So I will cut that up and eat a big bowl, or I'll just cut it in half and eat half of it until I'm full. Okay. And again, sometimes I'll add the salt to it, or I will add the lemon juice to it, or I will just take everything that I would eat and blend it in the blender and then drink a big 32-ounce jar or more. Okay, this one's leaking for some reason. All right, and add the honey or the salt water to it. Okay, so there's many ways you can do this particular protocol. The next option would be is maybe eat watermelon or drink watermelon in some way, shape, or form up until maybe later in the day. Then you could do what I would call a fruit fast, where you eat fruit. Okay, but keep it juicy and watery most of the day. Light, easy to digest. And then later in the day where you need more grounding, what I do is I keep frozen pineapple, the big bags. They're very cost effective, and I thaw them, and then I'll eat pineapple, a big bowl of pineapple, maybe some bananas a little bit later, because it's a little heavier, not much, but the pineapple is still a very watery fruit. The banana's a little heavier. Sometimes if I'm doing a fruit fast, or mostly fruit, it'll be smoothies. So if I'm, again, on the go, I will do the same thing. I will blend it on the go, bananas, pineapple, mango, sometimes some berries. Don't just do berries, people. They're not gonna get you the water that you need or the abundance of nourishment that you need for this protocol. And you make the protocol whatever it is. You make it fit you. And you find that. So it's, coming from the business, everyone's like, tell me what to do, how to do it, how often to do it. I'm giving you the tools and you figure out how to do that. Actually, I shouldn't say that. You feel into what is best for your body. 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. And sometimes it's a 24-hour thing, and then you wait and see until the next morning or the next 24 hours and say, okay, are we still doing this? Are we going to go a little longer? Are we going to add a little more whole foods in there? Than talking about plants. Okay? And during this process, you want to basically just focus on the fruits if you can. And if you do fruit most of the day, then you could do more of a whole food grounding meal later on, whether that's oats, oatmeal with some fruit. You could do all sorts of different things, sweet potatoes. So there's so many ways you could do this. But ideally, if you're able to do strictly fruit for 24 hours, that's going to be very beneficial. And then the longer, the better. And again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm giving you tools. All right. Ideally, during this process, we recommend, again, removing any and all processed or ultra processed foods. If you are eating out, if you are consuming any fast food, my God, I hope you've removed, if there's anything that you've removed, it's fast food and ultra processed foods. Those two things will throw you into a full-blown detox. Outside of everything else, you removing those, that'll start purifying and cleansing the system. Any ultra processed sugars, cookies, candies, cakes, processed chips, any things that have things that were created in a lab and things that are in like fast food joints, you remove those, that's a detox protocol. You do that and you stay consistent and you don't go back to that, that's going to benefit you. Everyone's at a different level. I'm just giving you tools to utilize. If you want to go in and go hard for a few days, do that. But if it causes a rebound effect where you go back to the shit, it was too much for your system, okay? So listen to your avatar, listen to your higher self, sit and meditate with this, okay? Meditation is going to be very key. Stillness, getting quiet, getting into nature, being still, getting away from the technology, okay? You want to detox not just the physical avatar, but the mental body, the emotional body, the spiritual body, in the sense that, yes, if you've been bombarded with things in the spiritual realms of like, I don't know, you can feel into what that means for you. But listening to super conscious, high conscious podcasts are going to be very beneficial. I don't know what just happened. I feel like I went in slow-mo. Okay? So, but basically I have found over the years, when you start cleaning this avatar, the other shit starts naturally just being easy to cleanse. Instead of doing it all at once, like I'm going to cleanse my temple, because this is the house, this is the temple for your soul. All right? And the clearer and cleaner it gets, the less uncomfortable these moments, these flashes, these flares, plus it's going to prepare you for the big event. And if you haven't heard, that big event is the solar flash. And that I think is going to be an external. I think it's going to be maybe receiving codes from outside, but it'll be activating the codes inside. So it's going to be kind of like what I felt So almost kind of like what I felt the other day, if you hadn't seen that video, where it felt like everything from the inside, cells and everything lit up, like supernovas from the inside out, but also it felt like outside in. So inside out, outside in. So it's not just a, we're going to receive this flash and all of this. So when you listen to those things, use your discernment. When you listen to this, use your discernment. You'll feel in resonance through the frequency, through the energy, through the codes and the information that's coming through with my human words and my non-human words, okay? So 24, 48, 72 hours, you pick your poison. Ideally, remove the poison, remove the alcohol. Yes, this is a choice. You choose you. By you choosing you, by not putting poison into your body is telling me that you love yourself. And if you continue to poison yourself, you can, that gives you the opportunity. And if this is triggering you, that trigger is a portal. That is a portal to why are you doing this? Are you numbing? Are you running? Are you using food, toxins, and poisons to not feel? All right? You have been programmed. I understand this. We have been programmed. But when you remove that, and for a long enough time, it gets really fucking gross. It's like eating out of a trash can. You don't want to touch that. And again, that's putting your attention and your money into those negative things. All right? You have the power to choose what you put into your avatar, what you physically put on your avatar. We cannot quite control what they're spraying on us and all of that. You take control. You choose to take control of you. If that means removing the alcohol, removing the drugs, removing the ultra-processed foods, removing fast food. If you're going out to a restaurant, hack the menu. All right, there's a lot in this video. It's kind of all over, so hopefully you take what it can get, because I could go on and on about nutrition. I could talk a couple hours on this, and it would kind of go everywhere and then come back. All right, and if this is triggering you, it's all perfect. So allow that trigger to be your portal into why is it triggering you. All right, if I have an issue with over consuming certain things, well, you're not nourishing your body. When your body's nourished, you don't crave the shit. You don't crave the poison. You don't crave the trash in the trash can. You don't. You don't crave the trash in the trash can if your body is nourished. And if your body isn't getting whole food nutrition, codes from plants, right? This is plants, bees, plants. There's codes in there. There's frequency in there. And do you know what the highest vibrational food currently on the planet is? Outside of honey? It's fruit. Because it's picked. High vibration. Foods that ground you. Come from under the ground. Does this make sense? So if you want to cleanse, clear, and purify your system in a fun way, eat all the fucking fruit. Eat the fruit. And if you're struggling with blood sugar, because I know that people might say that, there's plenty of information out there, especially in the fruitarian world, where people have healed their type 2 diabetes, and there's even type 1 diabetics that's all they do is eat fruit and they manage it well. You can do your research on that. This is not new information to me. I've known this for years, okay? You move your body. Fruit will make you want to move your body, for the most part. Fruit will want you to move. So how do I regulate my blood sugar? I'm just going to address that elephant in the room. Get out on your rebounder. 3 minutes, 5 minutes every time you eat. And just do a health bounce. After you eat, move your body for 5 or 10 minutes. Take a walk. Sit on a stability ball. If that's too much, sit on a stability ball and bounce, okay? It's all beneficial. Take a short walk. Move around. Do vacuum. Do some laundry. And that'll help remind your body that the fruit that you're consuming or the food that you're consuming to say, oh, this is energy. We're going to use this. We're not just going to eat and sit on our ass. We're going to eat and we're just going to move. And I'm not saying do like some massive workout. I'm saying do some qigong, do some tai chi, do a rebounder. Rebounders are fun. My God, it brings back the inner child. Who doesn't fucking like a rebounder? Sit and bounce. Or you could just even do this. Shake, shake, shake. Push your feet into the ground and do this outside. Now you're grounding and you're moving and you're getting light codes. You're multitasking. Okay? Oh my God, I didn't know. So if you'd like to, we'll get to the point. Join along. I'll get to the point. Join along because I am really called to, for the first time in a long time, to do a watermelon fast and fruit fast. So I'll do mostly watermelon. And if I'm called, I'll add the pineapple and the banana and the other fruits in there towards the end of the day. All right. Still using my green powder in the morning. Okay. So if you feel called to, join along, share, comment, 222, subscribe, do all of the stuff, and we can do this together. And I'll kind of try to keep track of this every day. I think the team's kind of giggling at me. So like, this is like building in my knowledge and my wisdom around this with this ascension process, which is really fun. Like why my soul was prepping me in the other ways, and trying not to be so dogmatic about it. I'm listening to a video right now. It's like, you've got to do this. You've got to do this. You've got to do this. You don't have to do anything. You can still go through this process and still receive the codes. It's just going to be a lot more uncomfortable, and it's going to be a lot more challenging to embody them and integrate them. It's a choice. So I don't really like that. I don't resonate with that because that can be very challenging for a lot of starseeds, because a lot of starseeds have struggled with nutrition, binging, restriction, anorexia, bulimia, a lot of disordered things around food and fitness. There's a reason for that. Okay? So bringing back this grounded perspective and listening to, yes, it's all great information. I've known this for years, but don't tell people this is what you have to do. I'm not telling you what you have to do. I'm saying feel into what feels right for you, and it's a choice. You have a conscious choice in every now present moment. And this might not be the right time. But again, recommending out of everything, pulling those main things out. Confirmation, someone's just had a realization. Pulling out the fast food, the alcohol, the drugs. And replacing those things with meditation, breath work, movement, removing all ultra-processed foods, all fast foods. And if you can, avoid going out to eat. Prepare your own food, because I had this conversation the other day. If we're allowing other people to prepare our food, you really have to cleanse and bless it, because you don't know what state of consciousness they're in. And this is how, I'm not saying this is happening, but you don't want to take on their energy. Everything's energy and frequency. If you have someone that's pissed off and cooking in the kitchen, and you're gonna, that energy and frequency is now embedded in that food. Okay, does that make sense? Or the other thing is, if the person's low enough vibrational, the enemy will be like, boop, pop in and do, because energetically they can poison you as well. If you know, you fucking know. Like, I didn't know this shit, and I'll share this wisdom as I continue. I didn't know this shit. I didn't know this. And I want you to be knowledgeable, because knowledge is power, wisdom is power. Empower yourself to know, yes, there is darkness that's happening in the unseen. There's light that's happening in the unseen. In those places, in realms, and you can be energetically attacked and poisoned in all sorts of kinds of ways outside of this physical reality. Okay, fuck me. This video ended up being so long. So I'll try and do at least some of these every day, because, okay, so yes, 24 hours, watermelon only. So I had lunch with my son because we celebrated the last day of school. So I had all watermelon products yesterday morning. I had a couple of eggs and a few of his French fries for lunch. And I've had nothing but watermelon since. So dinner last night was watermelon. So my fast had started after that last meal. I didn't know this is what I was doing. And then I received this transmission this morning, and I'm like, oh my God, that's already on point, because I was really called to, after that meal, to just do watermelon for at least 24 hours and then see how that goes into 48 and to 72 hours. So I've already been on watermelon, and watch your energy go up, watch your channeling open, watch the purge and detox and cleansing. Be mindful of all of that. Herbs to support. Do whatever you feel called to. Again, just here as support if you need support. Message me. You can private message me. I'll help while I can and keep up with that. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them. And just breathe into this. Feel into this. Meditate on this information. Okay? So I've literally been on watermelon or nothing since yesterday. And again, I'm having tea instead of coffee with my soy milk. So I'm having tea. I felt called to have a black tea this morning, and then my watermelon my greens powder, and then I'll have watermelon for lunch and then throughout the day. I don't have scheduled eating. I got rid of that a long time ago. I eat with how my body's algorithm wants to eat and be nourished. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more, sometimes it's kind of all over the place, but I have stuff with me. If I go out, I make sure I have watermelon water or watermelon with me so I don't get caught up. Okay, so don't leave yourself open to falter. Don't leave yourself open. I don't want to use the word fail, because nothing's a failure. It's just an observation and it's a lesson. But don't leave yourself open. If you know you're doing something, have abundance of stuff with you. Get the coolers, get the ice packs out. That'll be beneficial. Okay, as you move forward through these next 24 to 72 hours. Okay, lots of grounding, lots of hydration, lots of nourishment, however that feels right for you. If you want to join in with the watermelon sugar high, join us, join whoever wants to participate in this experience, I guess. I don't know. And love yourself, have compassion with yourself, grace, move when you're called to move, rest when you're called to rest, light, yin yoga, gentle walks, rebounding, bouncing on the ball. Like I said, 3 to 5 minutes a day, 3 times a day, or just shaking it out, doing like Kundalini shakes. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Just all these things are going to help you move the energy, move the system, remove the stagnancy, the gunk, the gummed up garbage that's in your cells that's wanting to be removed, to create more space for all of this that we are receiving now. And so you're able to pull it in and ground it, because we are doing this with Gaia. We are grounding all these frequencies and energies. You're a node, you're a pillar of light, you're an anchor of light. All right, and that's big work. So, all right, I will leave this all there. And until next time, I love you from my heart to yours. We will see you soon. Bye.